And we are live from the heartland of America and from my heart to yours. I'm Jeffey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the channel where our most important message is always that you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. You don't have to go on bended knee to someone else's savior because you don't need salvation, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cousins of all ages. You don't need salvation, and you are guaranteed life and life more abundant if you reach out and take it, and peace that passes all understanding. That's our most important message. And now I don't have to yell so much. It's really nice and it saves my voice. And today we'll be doing shows. It'll be a 3-6-9 day, 3 and 6 here on the Christian Whistleblower channel. And 9 p.m. tonight, we'll have a special Top Secret Cousins Club podcast. So if you're a cousin, I will put up, it starts at 9, relax. I'll put up the link well in advance of 9. Okay, folks, so we're going to talk today about something very important, life and death. What will you manifest? We're going to talk about 2020, and I forgot my whiteboard. I got to have my whiteboard for this program, and Cynthia's out and about. So talk amongst yourself for just 1 second. Somebody said that the closed caption said it was Jeff Dirty. Well, it is Jeff Dirty. We're down and dirty with the real truth and no bullshit like you get almost everywhere else. So it is Jeff Dirty, ladies and gentlemen, at your service. Today we're going to talk about 2020. We're going to talk about timelines. We're going to talk about some fascinating stuff. And of course, as always, this first segment brought to you by Mystech. That's these bracelets I wear. I have a video on this channel that shows them making profound differences in your blood, making it flow freer and faster, killing pathogens in it, and making you more energetic. I have a video on this channel that proves that it helps your EMF, reduces it by 60%. And we have a channel that shows that it makes your aura through Carillion photography in much better shape. It's really, really good for you. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Mystech logo, and you get a full 20% off. And it's really stylish, nice looking jewelry as well. So get tuned to the Ideal Schumann Resonance and do some good stuff for yourself. And it'll help you do something good for the world too. So 2020, I know that we're nearly halfway through 2020. But 2020 is, in my opinion, and after almost 40 years of study, 40 years in May, that we are at the crossroads. We are in the midst of changing jump. We're at a really weird place in time as far as timelines go, a very weird place in time as far as timelines go. And 2016, all the way through this 2020, and really 2020 is probably going to be, hello, Nika. 2020 is probably going to be the most important year of the next century. It'll be the most important year of the next century, and I'm going to attempt to tell you why. Now, if you've been with me for any length of time, you probably heard me talk about back when I was a Christian evangelist. I spent 20 years as a Pentecostal evangelist. I pastored churches. I did the work of an evangelist. I have a Bible college degree, over 100,000 hours of study in the biblical scriptures. And I used to, a very decisive year, you're right, Tracy, and I used to have this, it was kind of a vision, and it was about a river. It was actually about 2 rivers. And I would see this very often. It was very reoccurring, and it was somewhat troubling. And there was actually 2 mighty rushing rivers side by side and one was flowing in one direction and one was flowing in the other direction. And I can't help but hear Jimmy Swaggart in my head. There is a river. Well, glory to God. But that's not what we're talking about. And I think after 40 years, I may finally understand this vision. And that's pretty amazing when it's been 40 years and you've been seeing something and you just now get to the place where you're like, oh, I might get what that is now. I might get what that is now. And I believe it may be specifically for our time today, which is 2020, of course. And there's two rushing rivers of people, and they're heading in opposite directions. One is rushing and flowing to life, and the other is rushing and flowing to death. One of these rivers is rushing and flowing to higher things. One of these rivers is rushing and flowing to lower things. And the oddity of it is that the people that are on both rivers, in both rivers, they feel pretty good about the direction they're going in. And to me, that's just almost incomprehensible to be a thinking person, an objective person, an impartial person. And, ooh, that's nice, Nika. 2020 vision makes 40 years. Thank you. How can one people think they're so right that they're going in one direction, and a whole nother people think they're so right that they're going in the opposite direction? Very, very interesting. And I think there's a lot for us to learn and to ponder in this. So let's talk about timelines a little bit. And, you know, somebody, Jess says we're supposed to be here in this time to help. 5 years ago, I would have jumped up and down and emphatically said yes to you. You're right, 100%. And now, Jess, I find myself questioning how much we really are here to help. Because really, I think we keep coming back here until we start doing our own work. Even in this enlightened crowd, I have people asking me to do things for them that should be done almost automatically. That was weird. The German automatisch came to me. That was awesome. That was really odd. But yet we still, even the best of us, think that things should be done for us and look for people to do things for us and take the path of least resistance. But many people, including Cynthia, believe that we jumped timelines in 2016. Specifically, we jumped timelines in 2016 when Donald Trump defeated Hillary Rotten Clinton. And I think Cynthia's right. Many people that I've talked to, whether I'm at a convention, whether I'm talking to someone that I'm interviewing, someone that's on the show, or just talking to someone in the chat room, many people that are of the spiritual know tend to believe very strongly that we jumped timelines last November when Donald Trump defeated Hillary Rodham Clinton. And I think they may in fact be right. And there was a cabal intended timeline that did not pan out. There was a cabal intended timeline that did not pan out, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cousins of all ages. And because their timeline did not pan out in 2020, the cabal, their black magicians, their hirelings, their bought and paid for spokespeople, aka prophets of both secular and religious ilk, are working overtime. They're frantically working in an attempt to correct the timeline, quote unquote, during the remainder of 2020. Because they know they don't have another chance, because I am convinced whoever wins this battle for this timeline, and it will be decided in 2020, will own the next century. Whoever wins the battle for this timeline, which will be won in 2020, that group owns the next century, at least the next half century. And the reason that because they lost this timeline, because this timeline jumped on them, that's the true reason behind all of the nonstop attacks on President Trump, right up to the medical coup d'etat being attempted currently. This is what it's all about. And in 2016, I remember most of us people, us 44,000 people, and many more that aren't subscribed. Why aren't you subscribed? But those of us that are of this genre, of this ilk, that are of this mind, we had all but given up on the idea of America, because we looked around and saw that it was the cabal in charge, the cabal all the time, cabal media, cabal entertainment, and we thought that we probably couldn't do it. At least I did. I thought that the ideas of America, Jeffersonian Republican democracy, I thought that they were done. I thought that they were over. I really did. 2016, I'd been in partisan politics, and I thought it was over. I was seriously considering moving out of the United States, looking for different places to go. And then Donald Trump came down that escalator at Trump Tower, and everything changed. Everything changed when he came down that escalator, ladies and gentlemen. And it has been truly something to behold, because I'm convinced that the Donald Trump victory was not meant to be in 2016. It was not supposed to happen. Just ask the editors of Newsweek, who had already printed up the Madam President Hillary Clinton's historic journey, but it turned out to be Hillary Clinton's historic crash and burn. And I think a crazy thing happened from the time Donald Trump came down that escalator till the time that the final votes were tallied and Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. I'm telling you, folks, it was not supposed to happen. But something happened when he came down that escalator. As he went down, our hopes came up, and we listened to what the man was saying. We heard the things he was saying. We're like, yeah, okay. And then I saw him call out the Bushes on 9/11 in a debate and watch Daddy Bush go like this. And I thought, holy crap, this guy's for real. And then we watched what he did to Hillary Clinton in the debates, and we watched the masses at the MAGA rallies, and we watched him systematically deconstruct the mass media. And recently we've watched him continue his emasculization of the mass media. And I don't know why the ass media still wants to sound like them when they're getting their asses handed to them, but they do. And we've watched him take the Fed and put it back under Treasury. We've watched him stop waging war and start waging peace. We've seen him turn horrible trade into great trade. We're actually seeing companies moving back to the United States from other places, China specifically. And we're seeing deals with Iran, deals with China. We're seeing deals in the Middle East. And we got somebody that is doing the impossible, and he wasn't supposed to be doing it. But we manifested it. We did it. When we saw, when we heard, we thought, you know what? Maybe there's one more chance. Let's give it one more chance. And yes, I know that the military white hats went in, it hacked into the electoral process, the electronic machinery on which our voting is based. And they hacked into it, and they removed the malware that the Democrats had put in it that had Hillary Clinton tipping just enough votes in the swing states to make sure that she won. So she sat home and didn't even didn't even campaign. And somebody showed a video. I was watching it today, and I rarely watch other videos, but that one I watched. And Donald Trump was talking about, it's one of the last debates, and he says, we went out and we worked and we worked. We've gone everywhere. We've gone to all the states. And he turns to Hillary and he says, and I noticed that you decided to stay home. She thought it was one. She's snickering under her breath. You don't know, you stupid bastard. I've got it rigged. I can stay home and drink baby blood because I've got this thing won. She didn't know that the military white hats had removed the malware, and Trump outworked her, and Trump out-strategized her, and Trump outmaneuvered her, and Donald Trump got elected the 45th president of the United States. But not because of he was so smart, even though that was probably the single greatest political campaign ever run in the history of the United States of America. And I've been in charge of states for presidential campaigns, so I think I know a little bit more about it than you do. But that's not why he won. He won because we manifested his victory. We believed, we manifested, and it happened. And how's it been so far? The mainstream media is busted. Peace, prosperity, optimism. But the cabal means to take it back come November. The cabal means to take it back come November. Because, folks, it is literally now or never for them. They all have remote viewers. They all have black magicians. And they all know that whoever wins this 2020 controls the next century, or at least 50 years of it, at least half of it. It's literally now or never for them. And it is now or never for us. Ladies and gentlemen, pat yourself on the hand, pat yourself on the back with your hand, or pat yourself on the hand with your back, whichever way you want to look at it. But we manifested an anomaly. That's amazing. We deserve a pat on the back. It's a sorry dog, and I'm not talking about Hillary Clinton. It's a sorry dog that won't wag its own tail sometimes. We manifested an anomaly. However, if we don't manifest it again in 2020, it's wasted. And we will be held accountable for it on many levels. The 2020 winner wins the next century and establishes and strengthens the dominant timeline. Establishes and strengthens the dominant timeline. Let me show you something that I did on the whiteboard. And Cynthia wanted me to explain it to her, but I told her I couldn't because it just take too long. And I said, you'll see it on the show, but now she's driving and she can't see it on the show. That's all right. She'll see it on the replay. So here's what I got. And I think it's pretty interesting. And I think it's pretty easy for you to read. All right. So here we go. A little bit of reflection, but we'll be okay. If you see the top line there, 2016, the black line is what the cabal meant to have happen. The black line is what the cabal meant to have happen. The cabal meant, because see, we were coming along in 2016. You can see the area here with the straight area. We were coming along in 2016. Most of us thought it was over. We were ready to check out. And then we started, those little wiggly lines means we started thinking about it. We said, well, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Maybe there's hope. So we went out and we voted. And what was intended was for the timeline to go south, to go down, and to continue to go down as far as energy goes, as far as frequency goes, and as far as density goes. This timeline that we're on was meant to be going down, 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 down in density. But because we went out and believed that Donald Trump could get it done, the timeline went up with the victory, like, wow. But then we kind of leveled out thinking, Let's make sure that this guy's real. And then it's been going up, 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 up. So a timeline that was meant to be going into lower density, a timeline that was meant to be going into greater density, has instead, because of our manifestation, begun to raise into higher density, and it's lifting us all into higher densities. And if you don't think that's true, watch a MAGA rally. You go out to a MAGA rally, and they've got 50, 60, 70,000 people. They've got thousands more waiting outside the door, can't even get in. And you look at those people and the energy. I'm fairly sensitive, and I can't watch a MAGA rally without crying. I really can't. And I've heard that speech 156 times. But I cry because I feel the incredible surge of optimism. I feel the incredible surge of joy. I feel the incredible surge of solidarity, of brotherhood, of compassion, of we can do this. That is what America is. And if you don't like America, then here's a couple things for you. We have planes that leave here every day. Get on one. That's what we're about at our best. And it was that kind of energy that literally jumped a timeline. But we've got to stay on it. We've got to go out and vote in 2020, or everything that we did, all of this work that we've done, will be wasted. Chevy, nice to see you from Young Pharaoh. Pharaoh and I are talking. We're going to be back together soon. And I tell you what, he's doing a lot of great work right now. He really is. Okay. So the next one is this year, 2020. 2020. You see it there, 2020. You don't need to see me. You need to see the lines. 2020, right over here. We've been going on. And right now there's a little wavering there. You know, Trump has done a lot of great things, but what the hell's with us being locked in these houses for so long? Something's got to give, and it's got to give soon, and it will. But no, that was last year. That's the continuing of 2016. You see, we were wondering, we took a chance, 2016, now we're going up. And the other wiggle up here, that's the one that we're at right now. We're kind of saying, I don't. But if we persevere, and we will, we can go ahead, and when Donald Trump gets elected again, reelected, you're going to see things go even higher. And I'm talking energetically. I'm talking frequency. I'm talking dimensionality. And if we don't, things will crater back to where they were in 2016. That's what that line represents. And then they will go even lower. And what drives it? The red line is driven by optimism. The black line is driven by fear on the top and reverse on the bottom. It's up to us. It is up to us to decide what we want to do, to decide what we will manifest. That's why the naysayers are doing all they can to make sure that their thing gets manifested. And at 6 p.m., we're going to address that. We're going to talk about the communists and the New World Order and the X-Gens and all of these prophets on YouTube. They all want the same thing. They're trying to manifest the same exact thing. And we're going to talk about that. And I know sometimes it's hard to understand, but if you would get the C60 purple power and begin to use it on a daily basis, you will find your mental acuity skyrocketing. You'll find your spiritual acuity skyrocketing. You'll find your physicality skyrocketing, your virility skyrocketing, your hair turning brown, not needing glasses to see, and really important stuff like Cliff High and his wife said that they're alive today only because of this product. So go to c60purplepower.com, use the code TCW10, and get a great discount. Now, let's talk about timelines again with that little introduction there. Timelines. Kind of a cool subject. There's main timelines and there's tributary timelines. Like you can see that river behind. This is the main river, and there's a little tributary going off this way. Timelines are relatively equally likely to manifest at 0 point. All things are possible at the center, at the 0 point. If you don't know what 0 point is, look it up. And it is human action, human interaction, and human intention that begins to strengthen some of the timelines and not some of the other ones. You know, the old stupid New Age saying, in this case, it just happens to be true. Where intention goes, attention flows, or whatever. With timelines, when a group of people start manifesting one timeline, it becomes stronger, stronger, stronger. And right now, we've got the doom and gloom, fear and pessimism crowd, and there's way more of them than there are of us. The MSM, the mainstream media, the mass media, the ass media, the YouTube gurus, and you know their names. They're manifesting. It's going to be bad. It's never going to be good again. This is the new normal. No, it's not. It's going to be better than ever and sooner rather than later. But see, there's two competing manifestations. And the timeline that gets the most manifestation invested into it, that's the timeline that becomes the main or the dominant timeline. The timelines that don't get as much energetic intention invested in them, those are tributary timelines. Now, sometimes right to the last minute, like 2016, a tributary timeline can jump a main timeline. That's one of the main reasons why it's so important that we continue to do what we did and go out and vote here in 2020, because the timeline that we're on was a tributary timeline. It wasn't the main 2020 timeline, because all of the professional black magicians, all of the professional remote viewers, and all the professional intent fusers were focused on the cabal timeline. And us little podunk, penny Annie, believing in America, believing in ourselves, divine, sovereign, free, we jumped in and started manifesting, and the few of us overpowered the great number of them. And we'll do it again if we just make sure we do again what we did do. Don't get tired yet. Wait until 2021 to take a break with your manifesting. Wait until 2021 to start worrying and wondering. Stay strong, stay firm, stay manifesting. We manifested a timeline anomaly, and let's finish the job here in 2020. And that does include going out and voting in November for Donald Trump. In 2016, in my opinion, was the largest timeline diversion ever. But this timeline is not very strong yet. It's not strong enough to be dominant. And yet, when we win in 2020, and if we all go out and vote and do what we're supposed to, we will. When we win in 2020, that will make it the dominant timeline. And I know that it'll make it the dominant timeline, and it will make it virtually invulnerable. When I wrote this, I said 50 years. I may even say it'll make it virtually invulnerable for the next century. It's vital that we win. It is our optimism versus their pessimism. It's our possibility versus their fear and ruin. It is our jubilation versus their tribulation. You get to choose which one you want to manifest, but you've got to remember, we have to counter the blood magic again, says Spin Mixon. But you have to remember, folks, we are not the only ones manifesting. That old dusty book they call the B-BLE, I call it the AHAK. It's got a verse in it that says, everything is possible to them that believe. And you know, every belief has a lie in the middle of it. Everything is possible when enough people turn over the power of their intention and let it be hijacked by a fallen entity to manifest group corporately towards a end. But we did it once, we can do it again. And if we don't, then everything we did is pretty much in vain, and we'll only have ourselves to blame. It comes down, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to a battle between believing or knowing or believing. That's the real battle. That's the real battle, because those in the mass media, those in the ass media, they want us to believe. They want us to lie to ourselves in spite of the evidence that we see around us. They want us to lean on belief, and there's a lie in the middle of every belief. They want us to lean on belief instead of what we know. They want us to believe that ruin is near when we know. And the observable evidence tells us that ultimate victory and establishment of this optimistic timeline as the dominant one is at hand. We decide, not a bunch of mind-controlled, blood-poisoned people believing the sayings in some dusty old storybook that's been demonstrably tainted by the ruling cabal. And hear this. It's not about President Trump. It's about what President Trump has done and what President Trump is doing. And if he stops doing the right things, we'll stop supporting him. It's not that we love Donald Trump, even though some of us do a little bit. It's about what he's done. It's about what he's doing. It's about the results. The mainstream media destroyed. And if you haven't noticed, I'm in the alternative media. And when they are destroyed, it's good for me. And he's waging war instead of peace. I like that. Wages are going up. I like that. Optimism, joy. I like it. And whether it bothers you or not, I love my country. And it's great to see our country on top again. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cousins of all ages, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? You have a choice to make. 2020 will bring life, or 2020 will bring death. What will you manifest, and what will you live with? If it's meant to be, it's up to thee. If it's meant to be, it's up to we. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. We all need to say that. We all need to know that. And we all need to live that. If you need a little more help, I know the MISTEC helps. I know the C60 helps. But if you need a little more help, get the Fluffy as well. It puts you into high consciousness. It is a high consciousness on demand service. And as of today, I just got a super special email that Fluffy Immune Support 2.0 now includes support for your pets. We recently announced the Immune Support 2.0 update, which adds life force energy to low functioning parts of the immune system for people in the Fluffy field. And now that also includes pets in the Fluffy field. Not just dogs and cats, but all domesticated animals, including horses and your entire pet family. The update went live Saturday, April 11th, 2020. And I got to tell you, I can't even imagine what it'll be like enhanced, because it turned crazy dog into enjoyable dog. And Rooney's like just loving it. Rooney looks like he's had a cocktail all the time. He's really enjoying life right now. And it's nice to know you've got this new support, not only for you and your human family, but for your, I hate the word, your fur babies as well. They can now be enhanced too. So great work from the people at Fluffy, including Guinevere, who I called Gwendolyn the other day in our interview. So my apologies to Guinevere. It's not Gwendolyn. Now let's go into the chat room, the most intelligent chat room. Jeff, any thoughts on John Trump's taking Tesla tech? Donald Trump claimed his uncle told him about nuclear power plants before it was invented. It's possible. It's possible. I think there's another answer to how Trump knows the future. I think there's another answer to how Donald Trump seems to be precognitive. And I'm going to be breaking that answer out. Probably going to have to break it out on the Cousins Club private shows. I don't know. I'll think about it. But there is a reason. I know the reason. I know how to do it. I know how to teach it. But I don't know how many people are ready for it. I don't know how many people are ready for it. So there's the answer to that. Trump got my vote in 2016. Thanks, Danny. But he's got to get it in 2020 or it all goes by. The trickiest win in history. It depends upon how you define tricky. If you mean by tricky, employing absolutely brilliant political strategy. I've never seen a campaign that didn't make a single mistake. The Trump campaign in 2020 did not make a single error. Everything they did worked. And man, they bet hard on some things that nobody thought would happen. And boom, it worked. I tell you what, Kellyanne Conway can't pick a good man, but she knows how to get a good man elected president. Let me say that right here and right now. Voting from home is one way they intend to steal the election. And that's why President Trump said, no, we won't vote from home. You know what that's called? You know what? He says there's one reason why people want to vote from home. It's called cheating. He knows the story. He will suspend the election. And he can, with the powers that he now possesses, rather than allow for voting at home. Karen thinks the white hats are on point, but Karen, the white hats only help if we vote. Period. The white hats only know if we vote. And can I say this right now? A lot of you people give way too much credit to The Simpsons. It's a stupid, idiotic, knee-jerk, dummy idea. Get that out of your head. It's just not true. And I know I lose subscribers when I say that, but I can't stand by and let good people believe stupid things without. It's like me seeing you with a booger hanging out of your nose and not saying, "Hey, man, sweetheart, a little bit." Just let you walk around with a booger hanging out of your nose. I'm not going to do it. I am a service to others type of human being. I will not let you walk around with boogies in your nose. I will tell you got one. And then if you decide not to pull it out, it's your own damn fault. What is the cabal? Google the word cabal. In the time you took you to ask me, you could have Googled it and got an answer. Jeff, why are you so mean? It's my dad's fault. I'd ask my dad, Dad, how do you spell cabal? 3 words. Look it up. I'm not here to be your friend. I'd like to be your friend, but I'm here to provoke you to an indoctrination. I'm here to get you to be your own guru, to guide your own spirit, to master your own ascension. That means looking up your damn answers when you can. But couldn't you just say what I could, but I won't. I don't want you to follow me. I don't care if you love me. I'd like for you to love me, but I really don't care. I'm not here for you to love. In fact, I'm here for you to be pissed off at a lot of the times. I'm the drill sergeant. I'm the leader of the squadron, and we got work to do. So buck it up, Buttercup. Grab your weapon, get in step, and let's march to victory. Cynthia's going to be mad at me, but that's okay. She, honey, why do you have to say those things? She doesn't really say that very much, but yeah, I know. Let's see. The cabal pretends to be builders, but they just use others. Charlie, that's a really good point. And can I say thank you for your service? That's a really, really good point. Much love from Florida. Nice to see you, Maritza, my home state. I hope that things turn around there very, very, very quickly. They are like vampires, says Tracy Dyer, literally and energetically. They definitely are, no doubt about it. The apocalypse is in its last throes. We win if we keep our eyes on the ball. And if we will quit supporting the ass media that all they can talk about is apocalypse. Bad things are coming. Bad times are coming. Tribulation. No, it's their end. Their world's ending. Ours is just beginning, cousins. Just beginning. We are remodulating the carrier wave of this reality. Imaginary man. Is it just me or does he look a bit like Jay Campbell? I don't think it's Jay Campbell. But yeah, imaginary man. That is really, really good stuff. And if any of you guys think that you'd be good guests for the show, let a brother know. Reach out and touch someone, but not literally, because, you know, we got the DOSOM WIST, and it might make me a little uncomfortable should you reach out and touch me. But hey, yeah, Karen says people at the rallies are happy. Jenny's been to a few, and she says the energy is wow. I've been dim-witted and I've had dim-witted admit to me that they're pulling for Trump. I guess that means Democrats are pulling for Trump. Yeah, well, they got no choice now. Positivity, absolutely. I just watch it and cry. Yeah, it just sucks. It's just beautiful. Nice to see you, Chevy B. I cry tears of joy. Yeah, I get emotional just thinking about it because it's just good stuff. It's power. It's power. Well, Jeff, he cries over Donald Trump. Well, that's because I've still got a heart that functions, a heart that has not been seared with a hot iron like yours. I'm just talking to somebody in particular right there. Let's see. What else we got? I refuse to watch the MSM, says Pisces 69. It's a literal cancer seeping into her ears. You know, and she's so right. So many of you get up, you turn on your TV. You get up, you turn on your radio. You get in the car, you turn on your radio. You got those things plugged in your ears. And you're watching MSM, and you're watching mass media, and you're watching ass media. And you're literally trying to catch cancer. You're literally trying to catch cancer. You are literally trying to catch cancer. Young Pharaoh is sick with it. I think that means a positive thing, and he really is. Young Pharaoh is pulling for Trump. I believe it. Young Pharaoh is on fire. Proud of that awesome young man. Me too. And we're going to get together. Can I tell you something I told Pharaoh was a little bit weird? And I promise you there's no homo. But I had a dream that I was hanging out with Pharaoh the other day. It was like 2 nights ago. And I dreamed that I went to hang out with him and kind of learn what he does. As you notice, he's got like 300,000 subscribers, and we got a very strong, very sexy, very good looking, very smart 44,000. And I just wanted to go see how a brother does what a brother does. And he was like in the dream, he was building this real estate, and he is building an empire. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting. And 10,000 Lakes BC says, yes, right on. I know every time the media or Fauci say the new normal, the POTUS corrects them. I love that. Like Fauci says, well, we'll have to get used to the new normal. And President's like, no. This is not the new normal. That's why I got to do it. When I hear these ass hats say, bad times are coming, you must get ready for lack. No. It's getting better, and better. I'm still skeptical of Trump, says Vivictus. Let it never be said we don't read from the opposition. If you're polite, we'll read your stuff, but that's the problem. Most of you don't know how to be polite. because you're knee-jerk reactionary. We break down what you believe. You got nowhere to go except to start calling names. I'm still skeptical of Trump considering his background. I truly wish he was serious when he said he left that elite club. But he told you he left it, Has he or has he not deconstructed the mainstream media? Has he or has he not shrunk the size of government? Is he not bringing, you know the story, but you can be skeptical. I'm still watchful. I still got an eye on him, but just go vote for him in 2020. And then you and I can debate it, talk about it, chat about it. But you're skeptical, so that means you're still on the fence. Go vote. Go vote for Donald Trump. Give us 4 more years. If Trump wins and I get 4 more years to do what I do, I'll take over the world by myself. I will defeat the ass media by myself if you give me 4 more years. And I think I'm going to get some help, so that won't be necessary. I agree, Charlie. Fauci, mini doc, Tracy calls him pocket doc. They will be held accountable. The Rothschilds will be held accountable. Hey, family, says Chevy B at Nikodomi. Material classified. Let's see. Are we living in a Fringe type of reality? Fringe was great for about 3 seasons, and it became unwatchable. We can't finish it. It's so bad. Trump lost many friends in 9/11. He vowed to get the deep state. He lost his friend JFK Jr. And I'm telling you, man, I'm skeptical. But when I saw Jeb Bush, my brother defended this country. My brother kept this country safe. And if you remember, Trump leans in and he says, 9/11 happened on your brother's watch. I don't call that keeping the country safe. I was like, oh, shit, this guy's for real. And he's talked about 9/11. He said there's no way a plane could cut through those steel buildings. Doesn't that mean anything to you people that won't believe in him? Oh, my goodness gracious. I can't wait to see which politicians and celebrities are going to be arrested. You and me, Chevy. I'm waiting with I was going to say bated breath, but people probably think that sounds weird now. That really means that's what bated breath is. So don't think I'm doing anything crazy round here. Yeah, me either. That'll be great, Kelly. Cynthia. Oh, wow. Is this why they are isolating us from each other? Oh, you know what? Oh, Cynthia, beautiful woman, brilliant woman, really good in the kitchen. I said that one of the reasons why this DOSOM WIST came was to stop those Trump MAGA rallies. How can you have Joe Biden as your nominee? He can't fill a lunchroom. And you got, and he stumbles all over himself, and people are like, what's going on with this guy? And then you got Trump, 50, 60,000 people going crazy. You just can't have that. You got no chance to win if you allow that. So they were successful in stopping that. I don't think it will allow them to, it won't stop. And Jess, again, social distancing, but we can manifest individually together. We don't have to be together to manifest, even though it does make it easier. So we can just do what we do while we got to do it this way. Thanks, One Woke Norseman. Right back at you. Learning how to direct my energy pretty well these days. Good for you. It is a lifelong avocation. Let's do this, guys. Damn straight. I'm upsetting the fear porn apple cart. Good for you. Good for you. You're supposed to. Make happy hearts or just make happy. Either way, I'm good for that. Was 9/11 a timeline divergence? I don't know. I've got a guy coming on Saturday night. Forget his name right now, but he talks about positive insertions and negative insertions into the timeline. Was 9/11 a negative insertion into a timeline? Very well could have been, because yeah, we'll talk about that on Saturday night with our special guest. No complacency. We can't afford it. Those frequency entities may likely phase out of our timeline. Tracy, you're so right. What we could have is these low, remember? Oh, damn. How smart is Donald Trump? How smart is Donald Trump? Remember when he used to talk about Jeb Bush, who's Mr. Cabal, right? Oh, this is good. You won't hear this anywhere else. Get ready. If you're recording this, make sure you hit record, and I got to start recording these things because who knows what YouTube's going to do with them. Remember when President Trump went after Jeb? What did he call Jeb? Low energy. Low energy Jeb. Did he just mean boring, or did he mean like low energy, low density, low frequency? The cabal's low. Ooh, I'm telling you, low frequency. That's right, low frequency. I think Donald Trump knows. QA believes I'm right. Tracy thinks I'm right. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff, folks. Really good stuff. What else we got? It's always nice to see a smiley face. Ring that bell, Jeff. We resonate with you. Thank you. I definitely will. We are the real current that runs the ship of citizens. I love it, and I agree with it. I'm proud to have no beliefs. It'll do you so well. The government are pirates. That's really insulting to pirates. They need the sleeping masses to overcome. Where 2 and 3 who are together come up, 2 or 3 who are awake and come together. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but maybe not in the way you think it is, Mystical. It's disturbed because we hijacked it in a positive way. Let's see. President Trump is up against the devil himself. Representative of what we think of as the devil himself, for sure. Give him positive vibes. Please do. Please do. And man, if you can watch the show at all tonight, it's going to be mainly, well, the one at 6 is going to be really good. And the Cousins Club one, oh man, I cannot put it on YouTube. It would be pulled down and my channel would be gone before we even finish the damn show. It's going to be that good. Maybe I'll start showing highlights on the YouTube channel that'll keep me from getting shut down. I don't know. We are winning, and we're manifesting winning. Abso-damn-lutely. Keep it up, Jeff. My third eye's still buzzing. I'm glad that I give you a buzz. I don't want to miss any of the chat. Sooner or later, we're not going to be able to get through all of these comments. And probably sooner than later, but hey. Talked with a Fluffy rep today, and now I'm a paid Fluffy subscriber. Thank you. Making the world a better place, one fluff at a time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready to learn. All right, let's see. Trump has won 2020 already. Well, make it so, Patricia. Make it so. Are you a stand-up? It says comedy in life. The Simpsons is witchcraft. I agree with you, Charlie. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let's see what else we got here. Hello from Nashville. Oh, back in 89, Grammy saw Donald Trump on Oprah. She told her kids he'd be president someday, and boom, here he is. Glad that you're straight up to the point and up front. You're definitely a Daugherty. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate it very much. Hijacked creative energy. Not mine, Jack. Let's see. Will you stop it? Sometimes you have to light a fire under people. You really do. You know what really burns my ass? A fire about that high. Boom. Another one of my dad's jokes. I feel all that fake shit on the news is just trying to get us to align. Of course it is. And that's what all the fake shit on YouTube is for too. I turned off the news. Good for you. You need to. The proof's in the pudding. There's many good things that are coming. Absolutely. Trust but verify is always a healthy way to go. Absolutely. Vote for him. What have you got to lose? Exactly. If voting doesn't mean anything, why does it matter if you vote? Because it meant something in 2016 and it means something in 2020. Fire Fauci. Absolutely. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Get rid of mini doc. Get rid of mini doc. Let's see. I've heard this too. Don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's true. Let's see. What else we got? Belief is the enemy of knowing. Abso-damn-lutely, Luann. It's possible if you believe. Yeah, that's because things are possible. You're good. All the evil that's coming at President Trump. That's all you got to do. I think the WIST is to push for mail-in voting or to stop the yellow vest protests around the world. Could be. There won't be mail-in voting in this country. They will suspend the election before they mail-in vote. And I am down for that. I'm down for that. Let's see. 9/11 was destroy our freedom and destroy evidence. Yep, absolutely. No doubt about it. Donald Trump's IQ is 170. I don't know that for a fact. I wouldn't doubt it. And we have come to the end of the zombie apocalypse is at hand. Indeed it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's their end. The world really is ending for them. But for us, it's just beginning. Their time is done. We're the last generation of real humans and the first generation of uber humans. We're in the change in the world business, and the change in the world business right now is a booming. All we got to do is unindoctrinate ourselves, be our own gurus, guide our own spirits, master our own ascensions. And for Tracy Dyer and all our great moderators, for the lovely Cynthia, I salute you for being here, seeking after truth, and encourage you to get busy, y'all. We'll see you right back here at 6 p.m. What is the name of the show at 6 p.m.? At 6 p.m., the name of the show is NWO Christians, Communists, and a couple of particularly named ass media-ites all have the same goal. Ooh, be here at 6 o'clock. You won't be disappointed. Until then, Jeffey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, saluting you for being here, seeking after truth.